Alright guys, we just got a box in the mail from the people over at BT Moto. If you don't know who they are and have a Daytona 660 or any bike, they do tunes, velocity stacks, and a whole bunch of other things. But today, we're going to be unboxing their velocity stacks. If you don't already know, I already have their tune for the Daytona 660. And working with them, we ended up getting the velocity stacks that they're doing. I'll leave a link in the description to their video because they actually show you how to install, how the bike performs before stacks, after stacks, and then also before tune and after tune. So you get a stock with tune, and then tune with these stacks. So let's go ahead and unbox this real quick, then we'll bring the bike, install them, and show you guys how easy it is for you guys to purchase these and then get them installed. And if you guys are wanting to purchase anything from BT Moto, I did get a coupon code with them. I believe it's SPT. It's some form of Spartan hyphen. I'll put it right here. I believe it's 5% off. So if you guys decide that you guys want to check out any of the products, use that. I don't really get anything. It's just to help you guys because at the end of the day, I really like their tune. So I thought you guys might also enjoy that content or enjoy buying some of their stuff. Let's go ahead, unbox this, and show you guys what comes in it. After opening the box, one thing that I got that I actually very much appreciated, and this comes with every purchase, they give you a card, so that way if you have any issues, it literally gives you their number and everything else. For some reason, they give you a Starburst, which I like Starburst or whatever. But one of the things that I actually genuinely like, and I'm really going to use because I've been wanting to get one, is they gave me this little key tag that says BT Moto. So they're going to get free advertising just because they gave me that, because that is pretty neat if you ask me. And it absolutely looks pretty good quality. It's just your normal key tag. So, and then the main meat and potatoes of this whole video is going to be here. They put it in a very, very plain old box, but who cares about the box? Go ahead and open this. And, oh, here we go. I actually haven't, I seen that in their video, but I didn't know what they really look like. It looks like these are 3D printed. And from the looks of it, it looks like it's very, very smooth, if you can see. So, the point of this is where these are either going to be bigger, taller, it's going to be some kind of a change, or it just might be that these are significantly smoother than the OEM ones. I haven't actually seen the OEM ones. I've only seen it through their video, but we'll obviously try to compare them once we take the old ones out and put these and see what the differences are. I did like that they, and I know this because of their video, they actually ended up marking what cylinder these go to. So this one goes to the third one. This one's going to be 2, so the one in the middle. And what I liked is they engraved their logo, which I thought was very cool. Just for something if you ever open the bike and look at it. And one thing that I did like a lot is they do include the hardware. So you no longer have to use the stock hardware. Here's the first one. Ooh. The one thing I do find interesting though, obviously I don't know much about bikes, but that the way these stacks are, so cylinder 1 is the shortest, cylinder 2 is middle, or actually, no, cylinder 2 is, yeah, it goes shortest to longest in the way that they go into the engine. But yeah, shout out to them. Again, if you want a discount code, I'll leave it in the video. But let's go ahead and get the bike and bring it in here, start tearing it apart. This video is not going to be a how-to install. This is going to be showing us installing it, so that way you guys know you can do it as well. If you want to see a clear install, again, I'll leave a link in the description to their video because they installed it. They literally did a step-by-step. But I wanted to show you an actual consumer doing it because at the end of the day, I'm not a professional. And yeah, let's see how the bike feels afterwards. So let's go ahead, get this installed, and shout out to BT Moto. So let's go get the bike. Like I mentioned, I don't want to get copyrighted for playing their video, but if you want to check out their video, they show you everything. So first on the docket is we got to remove the rear seat, the seat, and then we got to remove some bolts up top, and that gives us access to start removing stuff for this tank cover, because we're ultimately, unfortunately, going to need to remove the whole tank. So let's go ahead and start moving things, and we'll show you along the way. Again, by no means is this a installation video. We're going to show you as much as possible, but this is not an in-depth one. If you want to see an in-depth one, check out their video, because it's going to be phenomenal.
You want copyright strike?
This guy.
Brian Griffin. Brian Griffin of the Daytona.
So, unfortunately, I thought these were 4s, because I think that's what they said in the video, but they're actually 5s. And then you just take this middle piece off. I also do recommend, so you don't do what I normally do, put them somewhere safe so you don't lose them. Alright, then we need to move this. So, yeah. Yeah, you just really pull it towards you. A little more.
Damn, I don't want to fucking drop it.
Alright, you're good. Actually, we're good with just the rear, because all I needed is for it to be straight. I ended up just propping the rear so that way we had a little more room, because I don't want to keep moving the stupid handlebar that much. So,
Jiggle.
so if you're watching the video, they ask you to remove these. It's a push pin, you push in the center, and then boom. So. Look at that.
Did you ever remove? No, you wrapped it with them still on the bike, right?
Yeah.
Would have been easier to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
It was not that much harder.
If I knew at the time, I would have absolutely removed these. All right, now this is where the fun part starts, Philly.
I can already smell the gas fumes.
Because now I believe on this we have to remove this bolt. You have one here. Then the bolt here that hinges this. Oh. Then we're gonna need to lift her up, and we're gonna start needing disconnecting stuff, and that's where disconnecting the fuel line to the tank is gonna be the hardest part. After that, once we clear that, we're smooth sailing. So. Yeah. Somebody said that. Why there's these like these don't move. Okay. No, take that. Watch there. Play that. What? No. We're gonna need this one for the. You know, I'm wait. Are you? All right. Don't go any higher. All right, guys. So the hardest part here. Let me pull you up. From what they were saying was this. So this is the fuel line. Right there. This little connector. Then everything else are just little clips that we have to pull out. So let's go ahead and figure out how to yank this without breaking it. And then we should be good, because right here is the air box. All right, guys, we ended up doing it. It was actually pretty simple. Just to give you guys a closer look on this fuel line, it has this little clip, so you want to push this down, and then there's little 2 push pins here. So you push this in and then pull. You don't want to pull without pushing these in. It's very hard to see, but right here you push on both sides and then pull. Then you have 1, 2 connectors, and then you have 2 air hoses. Make sure you don't get these confused when you plug it back in. The longer one is going to be the first closest to the front of the bike, and then the shorter one is going to be the one to the rear. And then now with that done, we have this one connector here. We have a bunch of T20s, I believe they said, around this whole thing. Let me pull you up. I think there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. So take these 10 out, we remove this, and we'll finally be able to see the stock stacks. And we can compare them. So let's go ahead and remove this. All right, let's bring you closer in. So while I was here, I mean, I didn't think about it to be honest, but you could absolutely put a different filter. I am not in this situation. We're going to leave the stock one. And here are the stock ones. They're very similar where it's short, medium, and then long. But it's a little hard to tell what the difference is like this. So let's go ahead and take these out. Obviously, we'll compare them then and then show you guys. So. All right, so we ended up managing to get one. Once you get to the bolts out, it's not that simple. Well, it's pretty simple, but if you look closely, they use some kind of adhesive glue. So we're going to end up needing to get something to scrape it off just to clean the surface of that. But Philly, my trusty, dusty, free labor cousin, he's going to be pulling the other two out. So if it breaks, it's on him.
Not my bike. I'm running on pizza, Coca-Cola, and hopes and dreams right now.
Don't worry. Well, we'll get it done. Get it from the base.
Put your hand on it and twist it.
There you go.
That one was not as smooth and nice. That's
But the one thing that's a little odd is these obviously since they're rubber, they flex a ton. So I'm curious on if it makes any difference since the ones that we're replacing are a lot stiffer material than these.
Oh, really didn't play nice.
And here's the last one. So let's go ahead and put these on the bench and put them next to the new ones just to see if we can tell any difference. Disclaimer, I am no engineer by no means. Am I trying to say anything good or bad? I'm simply just doing an observation. Because at the end of the day, I know they work. And the reason I know is, again, if you want to check their video out, they tuned it and they show all the data. So from my initial observation, and again, I didn't use any calipers because I don't have any. So I can't really do a very, very in-depth scientific observation. But it looks like these might be slightly shorter. So if you come around, oh, come on, gimbal. If you come around and when you put these, again, I'm trying to put these as close as possible. And if you can see, it looks like one slightly shorter, two slightly shorter, and three slightly shorter. Don't know the reason behind that. Again, no scientific person. And then two, from what I can tell, the opening is slightly bigger. And not only that, but because they did like a lip around it where it kind of goes outward, this should allow more air to kind of flow in more naturally versus this. This is just kind of straight cut. And then the air really has to kind of struggle to go in it. So I do think that the way they design the oval shape should allow air to come in smoother. And that's my guess. Again, I'm not no scientific person. So that's kind of the quick version. Also, kind of like I mentioned earlier, since these are plastic, they literally look like, again, I don't know how much it matters if these flex or anything, because obviously the material of this I'm pushing in, you cannot make them flex or anything like that. So yeah, that's my quick observation of these. Again, I don't know if how stacks versus runners or anything like that matter, because I don't know if taller ones make it better or shorter ones. So I just know that the proof is in the pudding because they did do a dyno run and they showed all the stuff. So I feel fully confident that the changes they made were for the better. Again, I'm not 100% sure what they are just because I'm not educated, but that is a quick overview. So Philly's over here trying to take some of that gasket stuff off that they use. So then we can put these on, and then from that point on, we're really, I may not show it, but we're literally just going to reverse engineer everything we did. Put the tank back on, plug everything in, put the fairings on, and then we should be good to go. The only unfortunate part of all this is we are not going to be driving the bike today because, in my humble opinion, this should have a revised tune. I'm working with BT Moto that they're going to send me a revised tune, because just like with cars, and this is kind of where I'm kind of getting some my information and how I address this is, when you pull a cold air intake, most of them you can run without a tune. Some of you require a tune, but you don't really get the benefits of the cold air intake without a tune. And then if you have a cold air intake and an exhaust, I would absolutely suggest you get a tune, because now you have more air coming in and more air coming out. And I bring that up because not only are we going to have smaller stacks with a bigger opening, so potentially smoother and more air coming in, which is what those Velocity stacks are. And if you haven't seen the channel, we do have a race Akrapovich exhaust. These are meant for race or competition only. Obviously this bike is only on competition, so yeah. But we do have the exhaust, so we have more air coming in and also more air coming out, which is why this bike's already tuned for the air coming out. But that's why we will not really be driving it today. We'll do the cold start. Oh, actually it's kind of a warm start because I brought it in. Park it back up, and then that'll be the end of this video. If you want to see my honest review on how it feels, it's going to be when I install the new tune, go out for a run, and see how it is. So let's go ahead and put this bike back together once he finishes what he's doing and we get the stacks back in. Alright guys, well, we finished the install. Time to turn her on, and let's hope it just doesn't blow up in flames. Alright. First start. Alright, fuel pump priming, everything good. Alright guys, well there you guys have it. Again, if you guys want to check out BT Moto for tuning, stacks, or anything else, keep plugging them because they've been able to help me make this bike so much faster. Link in the description. That's gonna be it for this video, because next video we'll actually be taking this out. Once we get the revised tune, I'm literally just gonna park it and call it a day. As always, you guys gotta grind to shine. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.